Now you're straying into areas of opinion.
I'm straying into what is wrong with us today.
We need to point out that Yuri Lutsenko, who was the prosecutor who was appointed after Shokin was fired, resurrected, reanimated the case and found that Hunter Biden was in fact paid millions of dollars. But Lutsenko said that the board of Burisma was able to pay a board member whatever they wanted, and he didn't see anything wrong with that.
Distorted.
I'm just pointing out a fact.
If you did any work, you'd find out Lutsenko is the prosecutor that Biden put in. There's a newspaper article in which Biden approves Lutsenko when he's appointed. Doesn't that strike you as odd that the vice president would approve a particular prosecutor? Did you ever bother to look? Let me finish.
One other point we need to make here.
No, I won't answer another question unless you let me finish. This is really unfair. These are very important things that have been covered up for years to protect Slimy Joe. The reality is that there are 3 other prosecutors where all you have to do is go online. 3 others that say that this was done precisely to get rid of Biden, to cover up Hunter, and to cover up Soros. I'll give you their names. One of them is Kulik, Konstantin Kulik. The other is Shokin himself, and the third one is a prosecutor by the name of Nazdir. They're present officials. 3 of them were officials. One is still an official of the Ukrainian government. If you bother to look, you can listen to them on tape telling you that. Now, they may all be lying, but Lutsenko may be lying also, but it's 3 to 1.
One more point we got to make.
Lutsenko is Biden's chosen prosecutor.
Okay, you've made your point. One more point we need to make.
Also find out there is a great deal of suspicion.
Yep. Joe Biden yesterday told our Peter Doocy yesterday that he never discussed overseas business with his son Hunter.
Do you believe that?
I don't know. Do you believe that?
I'm flying my son to China. How long is the flight to China?
It's a while.
15 hours, 16 hours, 17. I'm flying my son to China on Air Force 2. I'm going to negotiate with the Chinese to help America. My son is going there to negotiate to help the Biden family. When he comes back, and 8 days later, the kid gets $1 billion in his ridiculous private equity fund run by a recovering drug addict, somebody connected to the vice president of the United States, and somebody connected to the biggest gangster in America. Wait a second. The son doesn't say to him, I got $1 billion. By the way, you see what Joe said? It's contradicted by the son. The son said, I talked to my father about it. How about this? There was an article on December 9 of 2015 in the New York Times raising holy hell about Biden's son being on the board of the most corrupt company in Ukraine and how strange it looked. I don't know if Joe reads the newspapers, but somebody must have read that to him. And finally, if Joe didn't know what his son was doing abroad, how many conflicts are there? This guy was flying blind. I don't know. Did he get money from Russia? Did he get money from Cuba? Was he doing business in Venezuela? You're telling me that the vice president of the United States was there for 8 years. His son is going around the world taking millions from some adversary of the United States. Don't say yeah.
No,
this is important.
I'm saying we've got to go.
This is about the only time I've gotten to point out a tremendously large scandal that affects the American people, and it's your job to do it, not just mine. I'm doing it to defend my client.
We are out of.
You're telling me that he had no system with his son to check on conflicts? So we know of 2. We know there's a big conflict with Ukraine. We know there's a big conflict with China. Since Joe says and is apparently selling the swamp media on the fact that he didn't know, well, Joe, how many more conflicts are there? Venezuela, Cuba.
You've mentioned that.
Russia.
We've got to leave it, Mr. Mayor.
$1.5 billion is enough for most people to get investigated.
We are out of time for this morning, but clearly we're going to keep looking into this.
And this is going to get bigger and bigger, and everything I say, I can prove.
Rudy, thanks for